It's just an airport. Or that's what they want you to think. Beneath the surface of Denver International Airport lies a $4.8 billion mystery. Finished 5 years late, built in secret, and it's not what the public paid for. Because what was really built here wasn't an airport, it was a fortress. Buried beneath 53 square miles of Colorado land sits one of the most suspicious infrastructures in modern US history. And no one's telling the full story. In this documentary, we uncover what the mainstream won't. Why this airport was really built, what still operates underground, and why so many people believe that when the next global collapse hits, this is where the elite will hide. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is a construction site with no civilian explanation. In the late 1980s, Denver already had a perfectly functional airport. Stapleton, busy, profitable, centrally located. But then, plans changed, abruptly. The justification: more room, modern systems, better logistics. But the math never made sense. Entire buildings were constructed and then sealed under concrete. Why build something just to bury it? They told us it was bad planning. But I saw the access points. Those weren't mistakes. Those were bunkers. When questioned, officials claimed budget errors, poor coordination, and an experimental baggage system. But that baggage system, the one blamed for delays, wasn't built until after the sealed floors went in. By 1995, Denver International Airport was complete. Twice as large as Manhattan, 6 runways, more than Los Angeles or JFK, and connected by a spiderweb of underground tunnels no commercial airline could ever need. Even today, in 2025, much of the airport remains unaccounted for. No tenant, no access, no reason. So what's beneath Denver International Airport? That's not meant for passengers or planes. They told the public it was for luggage. But this system didn't behave like baggage handling. It looked military. By the time Denver International Airport opened, its prized baggage network was already a disaster. It failed in live demonstrations. It broke under real loads. And within a few years, it was abandoned, but not dismantled. Despite being labeled non-functional, much of the tunnel system still operates. Lights flicker on, cameras rotate, sensors react, but the public has no access. Officially, only 2 levels exist. Unofficially, there may be 5, and no one agrees where they all lead. Multiple whistleblowers describe sealed transport pods. Long, sleek, magnetically guided. No flight log, no operator. It wasn't public transit, it was evacuation infrastructure. One way, and sealed from above. So what's still running in the dark, 3 stories below the airport floor? And more importantly, who or what is it running for? In a place designed to welcome travelers, the art doesn't welcome, it warns. To this day, travelers walk past this gas-masked soldier, sword in one hand, gun in the other, slicing through the skyline of a dying city. Children lie in coffins, animals extinct. Entire cultures erased in painted silence. But it's what's hidden in the details that disturbs most. Tanguma claimed it was a hopeful story, from war to peace. But most people never make it to the second panel. It ends in utopia, but only after global extinction, as if death is necessary for renewal. It mirrors cycles of collapse and rebirth. But here's the thing, this isn't in a museum, it's in an airport. The theme? Global devastation. The survivors? Children? The message? Cleanse the old world to build the new. New World Airport Commission. To be opened in 2094. There's just one problem. The New World Airport Commission doesn't exist. Not in any federal record, not in any airport registry. Nowhere. Freemasonic iconography. Unknown commissioning body. A sealed message. To be read 100 years later. It doesn't feel like a dedication. It feels like a warning for those who will inherit what's left. And if the murals didn't scare you, the greeter outside might. Locals call it Blucifer, Glowing red eyes, flared nostrils, sinewed muscles and veins. Not a symbol of flight, but of death. He died building it, and they still installed it. That's not art, that's a marker. Art is expression. But this art doesn't express, it encodes. It's not just about what's under the airport, it's who it was built for. Denver International Airport sits at the perfect elevation, 5,434 feet above sea level. Exactly the kind of altitude continuity of government shelters are designed for. Beneath the runways, far beneath the terminals, witnesses claim there's more than maintenance tunnels. There's a sealed city, or what some insiders have called the Ark. We called it Region 6. No signage, no daylight, just endless halls and pressure-sealed steel. Several architectural firms tied to military installations, including Bechtel and Parsons, appear on procurement documents during DIA's earliest construction phase. Not commercial airport contractors, defense infrastructure contractors. This wasn't for airlines, it was for long-term isolation. Former workers describe elevators that skipped numbered floors, or kept descending even after passing what should have been the foundation. And while the Cold War ended, the bunkers didn't. In 2023, an aircraft manifest leak revealed a set of non-civilian cargo flights landing at DIA, carrying nothing listed, unloading into nowhere, and requiring clearance from the Department of Energy, not transportation. So if it's not for passengers, if it's not for planes, then who or what is all of this built to protect? Airports are designed to move people quickly, quietly, and safely. But Denver feels different. The architecture is imposing. The walkways twist without rhythm. Artwork evokes extinction, not exploration. And the first thing you see at the entrance is a 32-foot demon horse with veins and glowing eyes. It's a design not of welcome, but of dominance. It wasn't just unsettling by accident. It was built to disorient. Some doors lead nowhere. Some stairwells descend into locked basements. Even maintenance workers admit they don't know where it all ends. But the most unnerving element might be the murals themselves. They don't blend into the background like public art. They dominate the walls. They stare at you. Color theory, negative space, symbology, all cues from military-grade psychological design. But why here? It's conditioning. Make people uncomfortable enough, they won't linger. They'll move where you want them to. Some terminals even feature soundproof decompression chambers. But ask to enter them. They're always out of service. If the airport is the mask, then the discomfort is the warning. You were never meant to feel safe here. They turned the suspicion into a punchline. A public relations campaign built not to explain, but to distract. Denver International Airport embraced the rumors. Secret bunkers? Sure. Lizard people? Why not? Time-traveling portals? Sounds fun. But it wasn't just clever branding. It was the oldest trick in intelligence history. Hide the truth in absurdity. UFOs, classified for decades. Now, meme fodder. M-Cultra, real, now mocked. Denver, once questioned, now laughed off. By inviting the conspiracy in, they made you stop asking. Because when everything is a joke, nothing is a threat. And questions die laughing. So if all of this is just a joke, why are they still protecting it? They built it away from the city. They buried billions underground. They installed blast doors, but told you it was for luggage. So the question is no longer, what's under Denver? It's, what future are they expecting to survive? Whether it's nuclear war, AI disruption, biotech collapse, or the final stage of climate failure. Denver International has been prepared to continue when the rest of us end. It sits above one of North America's largest underground water reserves, the perfect place to wait out disaster and restart civilization. Evacuation manifests, unmarked cargo, elevators that descend into classified vaults. Who gets access? That capsule opens in 2094. By then, The world may be unrecognizable, but someone, somewhere, planned to still be here. The next time you fly through Denver, look around. Look deeper, because beneath your feet is a future that may not include you. This wasn't a theory. It was a construction site, a pattern, a plan. If this hidden fortress shook your view of what lies beneath the surface, wait until you see what happens when belief turns deadly underground. In 1995, a cult brought chemical war into the heart of a city, and the warning signs were ignored until it was too late. Watch our documentary, The Tokyo Subway Attack, where faith became a weapon and silence killed faster than gas.